We're here in Pennsylvania, in Mount Jewett, and we are on our way to see Kinzua Bridge, the infamous Kinzua Bridge, which was destroyed by a tornado in 2003. So let's go. We're on a giant brontosaurus. There's a brontosaurus head, and we're going down this slide. Here we go. I was just about to get in my car and drive over to Kinzua Bridge when I saw this mural of what I assume is what the bridge looks like today. And you know what? Boo indeed. Finer words, truer words have never been said. So this path here, cutting through the forest, this is where the original tracks would have been that led to Kinzua Bridge. And sadly, they've been long removed, I assume after the tornado in 2003, but it may have been before that even. Regardless, it feels a little bit eerie to be walking in the shadow of a ghost. You know, when I was driving over here, it suddenly dawned on me that I had no idea what the proper pronunciation for this place is. Is it Kinzua? Is it Kinzua? Kinzua? I don't know. All I know is I didn't want to sound like a complete idiot on camera. So I made a stop in Mount Jewett, and now that I'm saying that, is that the proper pronunciation for that place? Anyway, someone told me that Kinzua is not wrong, but that locals call it Kinzu. So a little traveler's tidbit is, if you don't want to sound like you're from out of town, call it Kinzu.
Demolishing the old iron towers one at a time as the new steel ones were hoisted into place. 125 men, working 11-hour days, finished construction in 4 months.
Whoa. Let's back up here for a second. 4 months? 4 months to replace all of the support columns. That is impressive, especially considering my neighbor Greg has had guys working 6+ months just to replace a wooden deck out in his backyard.
The tower legs under temperature loading. But
and there it is, the dreaded butt. So I'm not even going to try to lie to you. I had never actually heard of this place before last night, and I will save you the 10 minutes of watching that information video and just give you the cliff notes of what I learned. This bridge was built in 1882, and it was considered the 8th wonder of the world because it was deemed to have been the tallest railway bridge in the world at the time, and it remained so for 2 years, which is kind of crazy because we're in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. No offense, Mount Jewett and surrounding area. You know, I've had a lot of trouble admitting this to people over the years, and in fact, I've had a lot of trouble admitting it to myself. But you know what? I love trains. Trains are cool. Don't let anybody tell you differently. Don't let anyone dim your light for trains. Let it shine. You gotta be pretty careful stepping around these parts. This is the Kinzua Sky Walk, and it's one of the last remaining standing parts of the bridge. And I gotta admit, it's pretty scary up here. I'm reminded of that scene in Stand By Me when the little dudes are crossing the bridge and they get the halfway point and they look behind and they see the train smoke billowing out over the forest. Kind of feels like that. Minus the train, minus the tracks, and minus pretty much the bridge. You know, being up here has really given me a real sense of the size and sheer scale of this structure. Now, if I lean over this railing, I can show you what's below. Down there are the original support columns for the bridge, and they've been laying in that field since 2003 when a tornado tore through the valley and tore this bridge down. I guess as a reminder of the power of nature and that we are at the mercy of nature. Here's a question. What happened to the trains when this bridge was taken out of service? Because that surely is a long way to the other side. And if I were going north, how would a guy like me have gotten home to Canada? I mean, if there was a way to have circumvented this valley, then why didn't they do it from the very beginning? So I just thought I'd take a little hike into the valley below, a 301-foot descent into a beautiful abyss in the shadow of the viaduct. And this perspective below gives me a whole new appreciation for the magnificence of this structure and the sheer ingenuity of humans as a whole over 100 years ago. I guess it goes to show what we are capable of when we aren't distracted by such things as
the internet.
I'm falling! Let's say the Kinzua Bridge is something that I'd never actually heard of before, but now that I've seen it, it's pretty impressive. And if you're in Pennsylvania and happen to be passing by Mount Jewett and the Kinzua Bridge State Park, it's a must stop. And it's free. You can't go wrong.